Hello, hello, hello. I am Dr. Divina Lopez, and I am a board certified pediatrician who is a practitioner who practices in a different way. I know when everybody thinks about a pediatrician, you're thinking about a doctor, and you're thinking, okay, like what is a pediatrician doing on the baby expo? But what I have done is I've been practicing pediatrics for over 10 years in a like normal private practice setting, the way you're used to, seeing a pediatrician work in the office with babies. But I'm really passionate about working with parents and especially moms. I think after becoming a mom myself, I really saw how challenging motherhood is. Like being a doctor is one thing, becoming a mom is a whole nother thing. And, just after practicing for so long, new parents have basically the same fears, the same concerns. And I was pretty unique in the way that I practice pediatrics because not only did I do private practice for so long in a traditional office setting, I also worked in an urgent care for a period of time where you're terrified, you're excited. There's a lot of things that are going on, but then on top of it all, right, we have this pandemic going on. So I had a podcast already going on just to educate parents because I love doing that, and that's free for anybody to just like go on, get good information. I talk a lot to new parents because I know that you have a lot of questions that need to be answered, and I want you to get really good information from a good source, right? Uh, what I've done is during this pandemic, I've created a few things for new parents, and I'm really excited about it because I know how valuable it is for you. I am not trying to come onto the expo to become your child's pediatrician. I'm more of a support system for you. Okay, so I created a virtual group for parents. Yeah, podcasts are great. So they're free. You can go on. There's a lot of good information for new parents, but I also have a coaching program now for parents, and it's more of a support system. I would love to like meet parents before the baby arrives so that you get into the right mindset and you're ready for all of this. I want you to feel prepared. I want to calm your fears and anxieties. I want to be here for you so that you can feel like you've got this when the baby comes. And I think that I was really useful in helping parents understand what are the changes that are going to happen. Yeah, my Puerto Rican flag is up there. It's over here. It's actually for all of you guys who weren't too happy with the performance yesterday. Is the J Lo with her daughter there. I'm really proud of that. So I do things in both English and Spanish. I have the coaching program, which is a virtual program for 4 weeks, and each week has a different theme. The first week we talk about newborn care, and I just give you like all the basics. I had dads in mind when I prepared that week because I wanted to make it like a step by step instructional, like the 12 most important things you need to know. Things like how to get the baby to sleep, how to get the baby to feed, changing diapers, bathing the baby, because parents are really anxious about that, especially with the umbilical cord, and you don't know what to do, or if you have a boy, how to take care of a circumcision and stuff like that. Second week, I focused so much on baby safety because, like I told you guys, I've been working in the urgent care, I've worked in the emergency room. I know what are the most frequent like accidents that new parents make with babies and how they may end up on the floor and stuff like that. So it's to prevent all of that from happening. So I give you excellent tips about baby safety, how to keep the home safe, and what you need to be aware of. Week 3, I really focus on baby's development. So it's a really fun week where I get to tell you like how to play with your baby, how to help them to reach their developmental milestones in a really fun way because it's more about like bonding with your baby because believe me, you are your baby's favorite toy. And then in the last week of the program, I want the couple to like get spicy all over again. And so I do like a whole date night thing, and it's all about like reconnection. So it's not just a 4 week program. I also include a baby manual in there for you. There's a baby journal, which is it's actually like a baby journal and also a journal for parents. So it actually incorporates your self care, because I believe that there is no way you can take care of another human being in a really good way if you don't take care of yourself first. And then we do like a really cool like date night thing that I don't want to spoil it because it's really cool. So I do focus a lot on mom's self care, and I just came out with it. Actually, just came out last month. I have it in English and in Spanish. It's a mama guide, and I absolutely love this mama guide. Like, I put my heart and soul into this for you guys because I wanted you to be prepared for that fourth trimester that everybody talks about, right? Like, what is this postpartum going to be like for you? So in there, I actually included, and everything is digital. I included like all the different changes that your body's gonna go through and how to actually take care of them. And this guide, guys, is just $5. I wanted to just like give you a boatload of information so that anybody could like have access to this. And it would be affordable, but I know you're gonna love it. The design of it is beautiful. I love to make everything beautiful because I know how important aesthetics are to us all, and give you really good information. So it's about taking care of your body. It's about taking care of yourself emotionally too, right? How to take care of yourself so that you could fully take care of another human being. It gives you like all the content of what to do, like when things are, I call it like when you're getting desperate, like when you just don't know what to do with the baby's not stopping with the crying and if they're fussy that day. Like, how do you take care of yourself so that you could keep taking care of your baby? I even included information on breastfeeding in there and returning to work because, these days returning to work is even more challenging than before. So there's like a lot of really good, amazing information in there for you all. I do a lot of like really fun things. I have like a family report card because I want parents to start thinking of their family unit as a family empire. And so like communication is so important. I want you to understand like how to be able to get your partner involved, how to become a team, how to work together so that you survive in this like really crazy time. But being a new parent is just a crazy time anyway, right? So I really want to give you the most important information so that you can function in a really great way and have fun while you do it all. So I'm just gonna go. I see that you have like, I love all these comments. Thank you so much. And yeah, so I think, first and foremost, like the anxiety of becoming a new parent it's thrilling. It makes you feel nervous and like, what, do I got this? Like, do I know what I'm doing, right? And to be honest, like most people just learn as you go along, and that's the way parenthood is. And I always say, be forgiving with yourself, right? Because we expect so much. I think especially in this Instagram world, we expect way too much of ourselves. And I want you to be realistic of what it's like to be a parent and how you can make it the best experience for yourself and your baby. Uh, let's see over here. I see a few questions about like when to take the baby to the dentist. Um, Actually, there's a new recommendation on that. It's actually when the first tooth breaks through, and it's more about the dentist evaluating the baby eventually as they're getting older, to get very used to that type of visit and to get them comfortable for that. Is there a link for the schedule? So in the baby journal that I created, I did put the vaccine schedule in there. And if you want to know what are the recommended vaccines and for what age do you give certain vaccines, and even if you just want information in general on vaccines, you should be going to the American Academy of Pediatrics website. They have a whole parent section. It's very user friendly, and it's the same schedule that most pediatricians follow. So I would recommend going on the American Academy of Pediatrics, which is aap.org, for information when it comes to vaccines. What's your opinion on waking a newborn up periodically? Okay, so that all depends, right? If you have a newborn who is gaining weight really well, and takes their feeds during the day without a problem, then you don't necessarily have to wake up a newborn baby. I like for babies to sleep at night, so I want them to get to know the natural rhythm of sleep time and wake times, right? If you have a baby who's not gaining weight well, then your pediatrician is probably going to ask you to go ahead and feed the baby on a certain schedule, like every 2 to 3 hours. So that all depends on whether your baby's gaining weight well or not. And if you want information about, I see someone asked about looking for a pediatrician. So I have a whole podcast episode. Let me see if I could look really quick on picking out a pediatrician, because I know that that's something that is really important. So I hope that you are spending time looking for a good pediatrician. It's actually episode number 3 of my podcast. So if you go to my website, it's drdivinalopez.com, and you go under podcasts. If you click on episode number 3, it gives you all the information about what to do to choose your pediatrician, like how to find one and find one that you're going to be happy with, right? So let's see. Yeah, fourth trimester is really an important time, because there's so many changes going on with your body, with your hormones, with you emotionally, and now you have a new human being to take care of, and you're trying to figure out how to balance your entire life. And I think a lot of women end up feeling the way that they feel, like very confused or dissatisfied in a way, because they wanted to do so much or they expected so much of themselves. Because we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, as I think as women in general, right? We put a lot of expectations into what we want motherhood to be like and how we want to be present for our babies. But you have to give yourself that time, because it's a learning curve. And like I said before, to be forgiving with yourself, but also to learn when you need help and how to get it. I think that's really important. Trying to do everything by yourself is really, I'm a person actually who loves to do everything by myself, and I will never ask for help. And so I could tell you from my own life experience that I definitely put way too much on my plate, and then I regret it later on. And so my advice for new moms is always to know who is a part of your village, right? That's a saying. That saying is so true. It takes a village to raise a child. It really does. You need to know, like, who are your key players, and when do you need to delegate work, and what are the things that you can do, and what's something that someone else can do while you get some rest, because you have to prioritize yourself, and you have to prioritize taking care of yourself. That is so important, and you should never ever feel guilty for taking care of yourself. Never ever feel guilty for indulging in something that you love, because that's going to help you feel better so that you could keep giving to someone else, right? You have to be there for yourself, absolutely, and you have to be there for the baby 100%. But if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't feel well, think about it. Like, how can you continue taking care of someone else, right? And that baby is totally dependent on you for everything. So I want you to feel well. I want you to feel like you've got this, and that you've got it in a really joyful way. I want you to have fun, because parenting is challenging, but it is the best time of your life. and you'll never experience love on this level. Like, I mean, you will really understand what love is when this baby comes into your life. And so I'm so excited for you guys because I absolutely love babies. I love them to death, and they're just like, they're so sweet and special. And I can only imagine, how you're feeling right now. So, okay, so my website is just my name, but it's drdrdivinalopez.com. And on my website, you can learn more about the podcast, about my coaching program. FYI, I'm also coming out with a digital program for the coaching. Right now, the virtual program, we meet weekly. So we have, I keep the groups very small. I limit it to five. I don't want it larger than that because keeping it intimate makes it more special. We can be vulnerable in that smaller group. It becomes like a sisterhood. The moms, they love it, and I love being with them. It's a lot of fun. As you can see, I have a lot of I'm a pretty high energy person, and I make everything fun because if it's not fun, we're not doing this, right? We have time for Q&As in that live every week, and we just make sure that, like, my job is to make sure that I have the answers for your questions. So I like to have good communication with whoever's in my coaching group. We can email each other, and that way I'm very prepared for when we have our live. And it's everything comes in like a presentation format. We meet for about an hour each week for those 4 weeks. And what I do is I ask the parents to send me their concerns for the week, and then I also want to do, like, we check in with each other. You tell me, like, what was the high of your week, what was challenging for that week, so that we could tackle those things so that they don't keep repeating. Let's see, what else do I see over here? This is my third. Oh, Brooke, you must be very, very prepared. Let's see. Do you think it is best to have your partner stay home for the full 2 months as well? That's a pretty personal thing, right? If you work as a team really well, it could be great. If you're not good as working as a team, it may be frustrating. That's my honest opinion about that. And I think that's something that we should, like, discuss more because it really depends on the dynamic. Every couple is different. So I like to have good information about who I'm working with. And actually, that's why I like to meet parents before the baby arrives, because I think that when you get to have that time period where we could just focus on you before the baby comes in, I have a good understanding of the couple's dynamic already. And then, from there, we can see what are things that can be improved. That's actually something that I include in the family report card. And because communication is everything, it really is everything. And if it's hard to communicate certain things with your partner, then that's something that we have to work on, because one person has to, you know um it's never going to be a true, like, 50-50. Maybe one day you're going to be able to contribute 60% and the other one 40%, and you have to know each other and know when to communicate that, like, I need you to step in because I really need to take a break. Um otherwise, that could cause a breakdown in the relationship, and when a baby comes in, that can become even more challenging. So, and I never want the work to fall on one person, right? You both decided to do this together. And so it's best when you can both come together and function as a team together. And it really is that, it's teamwork. Like, that is really important in your relationship, especially when you have kids. Um, so let's see what else is here. So the website, I don't know, maybe I can type it in here. I'm gonna type it in here. Maybe this would be good for the website. DrDivinaLopez.com. I also have a booth. You guys can all visit my booth if you haven't gone there yet, and I will be there on the when we have like the lives for the booth. I was actually there earlier today. You can view my video there. I believe the website is up on the booth as well. You can leave me questions and I can get back to you. Let's see what other questions are out there. You guys, wow, you all put so much stuff in here. The podcast is called Dancing into Parenthood. So it's found on Apple iTunes, on Spotify, or anywhere that podcasts are found. You'll find Dancing into Parenthood. Let's see what else is here. Any advice? Yes. So the advice for newborn baby and COVID precautions. So basically, oh, thank you, Ashley, for doing that. So basically, the same exact precautions that you've been doing this entire time with wearing the mask, washing hands frequently. I would be hyper vigilant because we're doing social distancing, right? I would be hyper vigilant about who comes into the house. I mean, you can do basically like a questionnaire, just like we do. Have you been sick recently? What kind of symptoms? If they're sick, they should not be visiting you. And if they were sick, how long ago were they sick? They should be quarantined for like the 14 days. I would definitely follow that same exact guideline for your baby. Like this is a time period where if people are coming into your home, have plenty of hand sanitizer around, have masks available, and just remind people like the baby doesn't have a developed immune system. You have to be hyper vigilant right now. You're not trying to be rude. It's just that it's your job as the baby's parent to protect them. And sometimes we have family members that they may get a little annoyed by that, but you are your baby's advocate. And so you just have to let people know like this is not personal. You're just trying to take care of your baby as best as you can. And if people are sick, they shouldn't be visiting your home. I do think it's good to be outside like at a park and get fresh air and stuff like that, because I don't think you necessarily have to be locked up in your house. But when I'm saying like get fresh air, it's more like go for a walk outside. I think that that's important too, because you need sunshine and you need to get some fresh air and be out there. So um yeah, I know that a lot of people are feeling so much anxiety. I was talking to my friend who's an OBGYN, and she's like, the anxiety for new parents is through the roof right now. And that is really expected. I want to wish you all well. I'm sending you all a lot of light and love. If you need my help and my support, I got your back. And I really love what I do. As you can see, like I'm very passionate about this. This is what I do every single day, and I'm very blessed to be able to do this for parents. And I love how much love you have for your babies, and I think that's what makes my job really special, that I get to experience the love between a parent and a child, and that's just, it's really precious. And I love being a witness of that. Okay, I think I have one more minute, and I hope that you all are enjoying this expo. It's it's a really great time for you to just explore and see what's out there. Uh, and oh my goodness, there's so many things here. And I look forward to meeting you guys. I look forward to meeting you in person. Please visit my booth. Like I said, if you have any questions, let's talk. I love meeting people. And if you don't mind, like coming on to the booth and speaking with me, virtually like this, I think that would be so much fun and a great opportunity to meet and get your questions answered with me. All right, guys, enjoy. Yes, I am a very energized person. And how do I get more energy when I don't have any? That's a really great question, actually. So what I do is I take care of myself. Super into self care. I take a nice salt bath. I meditate. I journal. I do a lot of dancing. That's why the podcast is called Dancing into Parenthood. I love music, and you have to know whatever it is that you love to do that helps to re energize your batteries. I think that is really important to know yourself and know what helps you so that you could keep going, because we have a lot on our plates as parents, as women, taking care of everything that we take care of, our families, our parents, but you have to have your own time for self-care. Okay, so thank you all for coming on, and I am really excited to meet you all. Please visit my booth. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh good, I hope that I can make you guys feel better. Like doing things that are doing things like this are really important to me. Reaching out to people, meeting people, especially during this time where we're a little more isolated, it makes me feel really good to be here with you all. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of the expo. You have 2 more days. I'm very excited for you and the giveaways and all of that. Take advantage. And I hope I meet a bunch of you really soon. Okay. Bye.